So I'm doing a story on mostly on Keenan, but also about sort of the senior class and really kind of a chance to be, at least record-wise, the best year that you've had here. What have you seen over the 4 years of those guys, and especially of Keenan, how they've kind of brought this program from solid every year to the next level where you got a number next to your name week in and week out?
Well, I think first and foremost, character. Young men of great character. They've been, great teammates. They've been a pretty humble group. Comes to work every day. But Bernie and Keenan have led that group, and all of our seniors. They're grinders. Blue collar. Don't ask for much fanfare or any of that kind of stuff. They just come and go to work, and I think that's been the foundation of this team. Just a group of hard workers.
How much of that is what you look for when you're going out and you're trying to bring guys in? What percentage of the overall package is that attitude, that character?
Well, it's you got to be able to play divisional football. You know what I mean? We're not going to recruit all Eagle Scouts that can't play a lick. We still got to play Houston and Memphis and Notre Dame and Army and Air Force. But that's a big part of it. Running and jumping and all that stuff's important in the physical makeup, but we want good kids because when you come here, not only do you represent our football program and our school, but you represent our country, so that's important for us.
Keenan's a guy who obviously has a ton of athletic skill, but position-wise for his size, there's not that many places where he can play quarterback necessarily in the country. Was that kind of a perfect fit in terms of who he was, fitting into your program with the style that you run? Is that just kind of a match that came together?
I think a lot of it too I think a lot of guys made a mistake. Just a lot of guys go off, different, barometers, things that you got to reach. But, there's so many guys in the shotgun that he definitely could have played in the shotgun offense. People in the spread throwing the ball, just people didn't think he was tall enough. But he has the arm strength, the accuracy, and all of that. So, fortunately for us, I think a lot of people made a mistake.
Having him for 4 years, having him set the records and get the attention, for the school by his performance, what has that done for you looking forward? Looking ahead to the years to come.
It's all of the media attention that's come his way has been well deserved. It's not only helped him, but our school, our program. It's helped us in recruiting. It's given us some, national exposure, which has been great. So it's been a win-win all the way around. And obviously, he's a really good kid, and he's handled it, everything with, really well. And he's done that, with the help of our SID. I haven't told him anything. He's just a good kid, you know what I mean? So gratefully he's, handled this, and his head hasn't gotten big. He's the same old Keenan.
Great. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
In the future, just probably run it next week going into Army, but kind of on your whole season and the 4 years here and where the program's come, since you got here. First of all, you guys take a lot of hits, being in your position. How are you holding up just in general physically? How do you feel at the end of the year?
I feel pretty great. Obviously everybody's banged up at this point in the season, but, compared to last year, I feel pretty good.
Looking at the season as a whole, I know you guys might have had bigger goals in terms of the conference and stuff, but now that you're able to take a step back, focus on obviously one last game and then your bowl game. How do you kind of take stock of your senior year here?
It's been a fun ride. I mean, we've obviously, like you said, it had bigger goals in the conference, but coming up to the biggest game of the year, and got extra week to prepare for it. So you want to think about positives. That's a positive, I guess. We're going to be working hard, but I really haven't reflected too much on it. Just trying to stay focused on the task at hand, and then once January rolls around, then we'll start doing reflection.
I know team goals obviously always come first, but did you have the goal in your head in terms of the touchdowns coming into this year? Was that always on your mind in the back of your head as, hey, this is something that I'd like to do by the end of the year?
I was there. I was just trying to, really by the mid-season point, I was just trying to, get it over with so I didn't have to talk about it anymore. So just very blessed and fortunate to be able to accomplish that. And, without if it wasn't for, my teammates around me, obviously that would be possible. But, that was definitely, something that I thought about coming into the season.
When you do something like that, it's not just attention for yourself. Obviously, it brings a lot of attention to the program. Did you have a sense of that, how that can help sort of shed more light on this program and get more attention for a program that flies under the radar, I think, maybe on a national scale, at least until the last few years?
Yeah, It obviously brought more attention, like you said, to the program, and then also just gave me an opportunity to express how grateful I was to my teammates because those guys don't get nearly enough credit as they deserve. They're an integral part of any success I've had, and the success of this team is due in large part to seniors and leaders on this team buying into what we want to accomplish, and just the hard work we put in all off season and still throughout the season.
You mentioned the seniors. Do you guys kind of have a sense of how far the program's come in 4 years since you've been here?
Definitely, a lot of things have changed since I was a freshman. Since my class was here, coming in as freshmen. So it's actually been really interesting to look at and just kind of we look back and realize how it was freshman year to it is now. A lot of additions, a lot of changes, and it's been pretty cool.
I mean, you can't project too far into the future, but looking at being a ranked team week in and week out, if you're able to kind of sustain that success and watch the classes behind you, keep that up. Would that be a bigger legacy for you than a personal record or maybe an invitation to New York?
Definitely going to be looking out for these guys once I'm gone, hoping that they keep it rolling. I think we got a great thing going. I think a lot of good things are in place. You got a lot of great players, obviously great coaches. So I'm excited to be able to watch as a fan.
You're in a conference now, and so conference play has all these other things. But you mentioned at the beginning, biggest game of the year is always this last game. It's always Army.
Absolutely.
I think that can get lost sometimes when people think about the larger national picture of everything. What does it mean to you? You've beaten them every year you've been here. You got them coming in for your last game, at home. What does that game mean to you personally?
It's everything. You want to always finish on top as a senior. Have opportunity to get the trophy back where it belongs. So it's a huge game. A lot's riding on it, and I'm excited, looking forward to it. But at the same time, it's still a football game. You still got to prepare like normal. Still got to do your job. So I'm just trying to remind myself of that every day when we come out here to practice.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
For local kid.
Yes, yes, sir.
And you're senior. What's it been like the last 4 years since you've been here, since you've been with this team? Watch kind of the attitude and the way people talk about this program change, and whether it's people you talk to from high school, whether it's what you read in the paper. I mean, what has it been like to watch the program kind of come up as you've been here?
I think the program definitely grew because I remember my first year here in my time at NAPS, the program was going through some things, and right now the program's on a great path, and it's just been trajecting up ever since I got here. So it's been pretty amazing.
I know you guys are, I'm sure, disappointed you don't get to play this weekend in the conference title game, but a 9-win season, chance at 10, chance at 11, which would be the most that you've had here. What does that kind of mean to you?
Yeah, I mean we had a great season. That was one of our major goals to make it to the conference championship and win the conference championship. But we still got a lot of goals ahead of us, and hopefully we're trying to attain all of them.
As a senior, kind of coming through with Keenan, having a chance to play every day with a guy who's done what he's done. What has it been like, watching him and playing together as a class?
It's been great because Keenan is one of the most dedicated players here, and just to see how he's a student of the game, how he watches film, how he talks to the guys, it's been pretty inspiring for me and for the rest of the team, especially the senior class who's seen him as freshman and to senior to where he is now. So
he brushes off a lot of the personal accolades and everything, but I mean, you think he deserves an invite to the Heisman candidates? As a Heisman finalist?
Oh, definitely. Yes, in my opinion, he should be up there with all them guys. So.
You mentioned this game, obviously the conference championship game would have been nice, but that this game's always the biggest game of the year regardless, coming up. What does this game mean to you as a senior, a chance to sweep out and win all 4 years?
This game means the world. Army's a great team. They got a lot of great players, but we just need to finish the season off right, and this is one of our major goals, like I said before, is to beat Army and bring back home the CIC, so we need to do it, yeah. That's it.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.